What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kinda Funny podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Hello, Greg.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Glad to see there was a sweater sale, huh? Forbes 30 under 30, Tim Geddes.
We look fucking good. I saw Nick walk in today, and I was just like, I pointed at him, I'm like, hey, all right. I don't know how we both did this.
Well,
I've never seen you wear this before. You've never seen me wear this before.
This is a newer sweater, and I bought it, I think, just a week ago, maybe over the holiday break. What I like about your sweater, though, is that you've got the mock turtleneck going on. Are you aware of this?
Oh yeah, it's just a little up there.
What I especially like about it is it makes the chain pop out a little bit more.
That's why I wore it.
Which I know,
Yeah.
and
Yes,
it's
you do.
incredible.
Yeah.
So just say sweater bros.
Getting your sweater on.
There was a dynamite comment on the Gamescast while we were live today of like, Tim looks like The Rock in that one photo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Which might be the
course.
greatest
Thank
thing
you.
anyone's ever
Thank you, person in the chat
Yeah.
that said that.
Then, of course, he is the Hispanic heartthrob, Texas treat, Latino heat, clicking heads, ripping them to shreds, the globe trotting, head shotting,
Rootin' tootin' 3-point shooting.
nitro rifle from twitch.tv, Andy Cortez.
No.
God, why is it so quiet?
Sorry.
No, I
It's
gave
just didn't
Andy a
work out.
compliment earlier today.
What's up?
You want to dial that up first, or can I give you a compliment?
No, let's go. Go ahead. Yeah.
I said this windbreaker he's got on. It reminds me of the poncho that I wore in that Star Wars game because I made mine the same color.
Yes. Fallen Order.
Yeah, Fallen Order. So you're like my Jedi right now, a cool Jedi friend,
No
best
problem.
friend Jedis.
I like for the intro where there's the whole, Andy gets this whole lead in. I like you being the one to say rootin' tootin' 3-point.
Well, what broke me was I wanted to call Tim out on it today for not saying it, but I couldn't remember what the new part was. Like
Oh.
rootin' tootin', I couldn't get the 3-point shooting.
Point shooting.
There it is.
Friend of
there it is.
Putin?
3-point shooting.
No, not friend of Putin.
The other day I made
How does your mind work that way?
it
Nick?
rhymes.
rhymes.
It rhymes.
It's rhyming.
Listen,
Rootin' tootin', I love Putin.
No.
That's 80s mantra.
should I start
there
doing
it
that from
is.
now on? Should that be his thing?
No.
I
My
don't
guy
know.
poop.
But no, you're not about
No.
that one?
I
No.
don't know.
Of course, from Immortality, Manon Gage.
Hello.
Yeah.
Well, how are you? Thanks for spending the day with us.
I immediately
Oh my god,
regret
it's so
this.
much fun.
Yeah,
I
has it been?
beat
'Cause
everyone
it's-
at Mario Party.
was
What
great.
the hell?
I'm basically the new queen of the studio.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
having a great time.
Oh,
So happy to
you
be-
say that, be careful. Joey Noel will come in here.
Okay,
You know what I
well,
mean? She'll box your ears back.
I'll lock the door.
Okay, thank you very much. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
Thanks,
good.
Thanks for hanging out all day. I know it's been a long day
So
of sitting
fun.
there listening to us talk about Game of the Year for a while.
No, but it's so much fun. I've been commenting on how cool the stages, this marble fireplace that we love back here,
Our
this
pulpit.
warm fire, San Francisco skyline. No, I love it.
Yeah, you had your jacket on, but you're like, no, the fire's warming
Oh,
me up.
I'm
Yeah, let me-
so yeah.
Now, Mano, as I told you ahead of time, the audience hates guests. They
Right.
said
Fully prepared.
they've completely rebelled. They said no more guests just getting interviewed about themselves.
Right.
That's not about it. So you're here to be a part of the podcast,
Love
which
it.
means I need to start you with the Kinda Funny 5, all right?
I'm ready.
I need you to clear your mind,
Okay.
all right? Number 1, is pineapple on pizza good?
Yeah.
Number 2, peanut M&Ms or regular M&Ms?
Regular.
Yes, that was a right answer. You
There's
know-
a right
Oh,
and
this is
wrong
so
answer
bad.
to
Oh,
these
there's right
questions?
and wrong answer to all these
I thought
questions.
this was
Real
okay.
bad for
Fine.
you.
Okay.
No. This is so everybody gets to know you, and they'll decide in the chat if they love you or hate you.
Okay, great.
and if they agree with you or do.
Am I two
2 outs so far.
out?
2 outs so
No,
Okay.
you're right
That's
on.
not going
You're
great.
with me on
Depends
the
on who-
M&M
okay,
train. all
okay,
right?
okay, okay.
These peanut M&Ms. Because what drives me crazy is like peanut M&Ms wouldn't exist without M&Ms. So bend the fucking knee. You know
That
what
is
I
the
mean?
stupidest argument I have ever heard in my
Also, peanuts
life.
suck.
Oh no.
If they don't taste like dill, they ain't good. You know what I'm saying? Give me a dill pickle peanut, I'll party all day.
Dill pickle peanut.
Yeah, don't try to buy.
I know you like pickles.
He's just trying to buy my vote right now, and I don't appreciate
wants
that.
to-
But now,
That's
would you?
so bad.
Okay, Andy, you're part of the Kinda Funny 6 now. A dill pickle peanut or a regular ass stupid peanut?
a regular peanut. I go
you're
regular
an
peanut.
idiot. You're an idiot. Number
Wow.
3, better trilogy, Clerks of the Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, that was a miss on that one. Number 4 is a hot dog, a sandwich.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? No.
Okay, fair enough.
Do we have the official ruling on that?
I don't know if we do.
There's no official ruling on any of this.
Chef test. You look into the blot and you figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then number 5, if we were at a barbecue and I offered you a burger, would you expect it to have cheese on it?
No. Have to be a cheeseburger.
Huge win.
For that to be a-
Huge win.
There it
for
is.
us on this.
That one just seems
There it is.
obvious.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
seems like it,
To
but there-
anyone with half a brain, it seems
It's
very
a big
obvious.
fight
Okay.
around here recently. You know what I mean? You're,
Right.
hey, I'm going. You want a burger? What? And then they say yes or no. They yeah, but it put cheese on it.
Cheeseburger. Burger and cheeseburger.
I hear
Yeah, that
you.
makes sense
Thank
to
you.
me.
I'm not saying you're not wrong, but maybe
I'm allowed to stay.
Well,
Melissa says I'm allowed to stay.
oh, don't even get me started on Melissa.
Okay,
all
great.
right?
I won't.
They've got a little Greg Gargoyle on their bed. It's a long thing. Don't worry
Oh,
about
what?
it. Do you not
We
watch
do
the
this show
shows?
with you every week, and you say things that I'm not sure about.
Oh no, I remember that one. And that one was bad. Yeah, that
was
him-
bad.
That was him watching them do nocturnal activities.
That's not what it was. That's not what it was. I think you took it that far. All right, it was a little Greg Gargoyle just sitting on the haggler's bed. while
I'm
they
as
went to-
We
confused
were
as
asking
you are,
if the
Manon. Don't
Hagglers
worry
had
about
Okay,
it.
okay,
kids,
yeah.
something like that, right? Or if they were brother and sister, that's what it was.
Well,
And then
that
you
was the
said
week
something
before
about-
where I was unsure if
Then
Cody
you said
and
something
Melissa
about
were
I'm going
married.
to be
or-
a gargoyle on their bed to
No,
figure out what is
That's
happening in their
not
room or
exactly how
something
it
like
went,
that.
but
It
it's
was a
also
weird
not
thing.
A
exactly wrong.
gargoyle.
It's not exactly wrong.
A Gregoyle.
Gargoyle would be a good one.
Mm, that's good.
Yeah, that's a good play.
That
on
should be your
words.
new
That's a good
handle.
What about a
No,
Greg Moyle?
no, let's not go
No,
that far.
Greg
I don't want to be the Greg Oil. We could sell Greg Oils. You know what I mean?
Great.
Okay.
How hard do you think we could go if we all were just the gargoyles from the 1990s cartoon and Greg was just Greg?
We all just
How
painted,
hard
we
do
all
you think
painted
we
our
could go?
bodies.
Yeah, I mean, like, how could we sell those? Do you think we could do? Or do you think they'd sue us? Do you think Warner would sue us? For
Well,
that
that's what I'm
I mean,
saying right here is
Disney,
we
I don't
have a
think they would like
merchandising
it.
opportunity for a Greg Oil, where it is that we just make little, Greg Gargoyles that we sell in the store.
So hold on. In your mind, what is a gargoyle sold at a store? Because a gargoyle is like, isn't it a big statue thing?
Yeah, but you
You
gotta-
put it on your house.
You'll
You
tell you
saw a
what.
little
Tim,
one.
when you're driving home tonight, swing by Sloat Garden Center, all right?
Okay.
And go in there and look at all the stone shit they're selling for garden centers. And I'll tell you right now, they got
satanic.
some gargoyle-looking guys in there. Are they the traditional gargoyles? I don't know.
They don't have to be.
I'm not out here talking about flying buttresses and understanding,
Notre
arches.
Dame and all
Yeah,
that.
exactly. That's not what
Moncubuses.
but I'm telling you, they exist out there and they're there. This would be a good thing to do it. Nick, clear your mind. I say gargoyle, right? What movie do you think of? Famous gargoyle we're going to be talking about from a famous movie.
Hunchback.
Hunchback of Notre Dame.
We were thinking of Gremlins 2.
I knew
Sorry.
he was
we?
gonna go Gremlins.
I was thinking of Hunchback.
Oh, you know what? Then you three were right and I was wrong. I'm sorry, everybody. It's just,
It's like we were about the cheeseburgers.
We.
I watched Gremlins 2 the other day, the new batch.
Who would've
You know
thought?
what I mean?
Sure,
And I didn't
sure.
get to it, but we all remember, of course, when Mr. Futterman gets in the fight with the gremlin and he gets in the concrete and then he goes up there and he on clamp towers.
Can I
Yeah.
say something about
Blockbusters.
Gremlins too?
Yeah, you may.
The biggest disappointment about that movie was that it didn't get us Gremlins 3. I
Yeah.
love Gremlins 2.
Yeah.
I don't know why there's not thousands of Gremlins movie happening every year.
They'll
I-
reboot
Tim,
it.
get on it.
Thousands of them every year.
Every year.
At this point in time,
Kevin, bring up a buttress.
yeah, flying buttress. He knows what's up.
Good.
With the nostalgia for the 80s that runs wild through these streets, I am also shocked there has not been a Gremlins reboot. There's not been a Gremlins.
They
3.
gotta be trying.
There's got to be a Peacock Gremlins show. Billy.
Why
There's a Peacock Everything show.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just doing everything.
There's
They are
got to
doing
be.
a lot of
This has got to
There's,
be.
the streaming tech. That's what all the kids love these days.
Well, I mean, I think you're kind of on the right path because I also think of the fact that
DJ Kento says Gremlins on Shutter this year. We
Oh.
got it, everybody.
Okay.
because I think of
Thanks, Tim.
Twisted Metal
job.
becoming a movie.
Yeah, TV show.
That's a good
Like
from now on.
or a TV show, yeah. Twisted Metal, the fact that Twisted Metal is becoming a TV show, to me, if you would have asked me what's going to happen first, a Gremlins reboot or Twisted Metal TV show, I would have said Gremlins reboot easily. Because why would anybody want a Twisted Metal TV
They're going
show?
to learn in 2023, Andy.
No, we
Me
are
and
not
Bless
going to
know.
learn.
Me and Bless
We
know.
are not going to learn.
All right,
We
all
are
right.
not going to
Twisted
learn.
Metal.
I'm
Show
gonna
of the
watch
year.
Last of Us when that comes out. Isn't that a week? From
I'm
now?
excited to
Week
watch
away.
that.
Damn, that's gonna be good.
Did you are you familiar with the game at all? Or like
I haven't played it, but I'm familiar with it. I was thinking like that was one I could play maybe before the show comes out, but I don't know how many skills I need to be able to play
It's
that.
kind of tough.
so here's the thing.
Is it?
I mean,
Yeah.
with the recent additions, they have like there's a lot of accessibility settings where you
Okay.
can ramp shit down to like story mode where like
Mm.
it'll take a million hits for you to die, and you can ramp up like the amount of survival gear you find. There's so many different things you could do to kind of tailor it to your experience.
Mhm.
I think that would be awesome for you to experience.
That's
Yeah.
definitely a great game to stream.
I would
I'm
love
also,
that.
I'm also curious though to see like what your perspective would be just going in blind to the show, like not knowing
Oh,
what's
that's
going on.
interesting too.
Because I think the show's gonna be really good. I think they like just from what I've seen. Granted, it's been very limited, but I kind of wish I didn't know some stuff about
Oh, really?
Sure.
a little bit,
Yeah.
because it's I mean it's like reading a book before you see the movie. But the game was it's a great game, very
Mm.
impactful. So I don't know.
You
Can't
should
really
play.
miss.
You should play.
Yeah, you can't really miss.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a win-win. But
Do you have the 10 hours to play this week before
I start watching it. I mean, I don't need to start watching the show the second it comes out. So
true.
yeah, I mean, I could
That's true,
play
good
it and then
point.
start watching the show.
If
in,
you don't
like,
watch the show though
February.
right away, you can't watch our reaction content right away.
Right, that's
That's
true.
true. You got to have that immediately
Mondays
queued up.
Mondays from here
9
on out,
a.m.
everybody.
live.
I don't know. Then I don't know.
Stuck on
Maybe some
slash
late
KindaFunny.
nights ahead of me.
Yeah, sure,
playing
fair enough.
Last
I
of
appreciate
Us.
your dedication to Kind of Funny. I don't know about this, Andy. If you're not busy tomorrow, there is a protest in the streets outside of HBO because the Last of Us TV series won't feature spores, and people are pissed.
That's right. I've heard about this.
You want to go?
I don't know there was an actual protest. I wouldn't.
Oh, I'm starting it right now. It's just
Oh.
it's an idea right now.
People
If
are
you wanna
pissed.
go-
I'm pissed.
Well, I'm gonna go down there. We're gonna see Neil, have lunch, then we'll go over. We'll protest the show.
I understand the reasoning though, like of them being like, we don't want our actors with like the face mask, gas masks on all the time.
Sure.
That kind of makes sense.
I can't imagine like getting Pedro Pascal and making him wear a mask the entire
No,
time.
Have you
it's
seen The
kinda
Mandalorian?
dumb.
So yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I'll join you. Like,
Thank you. That means a lot.
are you buying food or what's up?
No, you have to pay your own way to LA for this.
Hmm.
Yeah. Sorry about
A
that.
lot of things working against me here.
Yeah,
to
I know.
join
But
you
I
on-
think you can do it. You can
Okay.
afford this jacket that Nick likes so much.
I mean, I got it for free.
Money hat.
It's a new nitro rifle jacket,
Oh,
courtesy of Ray Narvaez.
No, you said you said it might be just a skosh too big for you. You want to give that to your big brother over here? Kick it over to me?
Is
What?
it you or Tim?
I thought you were loving your sweater situation.
Yeah, we're like
What's
sweater
this?
bros.
Again, I'm layering now. I'm a layer guy now.
Got it.
You understand
Before we went live, Nick started like, it sounded like you started complimenting layers and then started insulting layers. Where are we at with
The layers are a
Nick
double-edged
Scarpino?
sword,
Uh-huh.
if I can be honest with you. As
It's
everyone
a
knows,
layered mindset.
we've got, as Snowbike Mike calls it, the bomb cyclone outside happening, right? It's hitting the city over and over again.
Why are you doing the
bomb
weed smoking thing?
and Mike told him about
For
it.
audio listeners, he's doing like the
Because
when you
Mike
pretend you're
told-
smoking weed.
Because Mike said it sounded like
I
an
really wanted
incredible
you to
strain of
stop there. It was
marijuana,
like,
the bomb
For
cyclone.
audio listeners,
bomb
you just made the same motion.
It's cold as hell outside. I started layering. I'm like, I want to wear this sweater for warmth, but the problem is I don't like the feel of the sweater against the skin. Never have. It makes me want to throw up for some reason. When it itches your neck and you're like, I just want to get out of this thing and throw up outside.
I've
But the
never
shirt-
worn a sweater. I don't think just bare on my body. Like
You
that.
can't. And yeah, if you have like a nice, like
Psychotic
really,
behavior.
really, really soft wool, cotton blend maybe. But I always get like the what's the other one?
Polyester.
Alpaca. Somehow there's always alpaca in my sweater. I don't know how. I don't put it in there yet.
No way.
Are you
That's
allergic
What
to
the
it?
fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever had
No,
alpaca
it just,
in
I just
anything.
feel like it
Oh, you
itches
have,
just
you
a
just don't
little
know.
bit.
Yeah.
Like feel this sweater.
It's so good.
You see how it's got a little sandpaper in it?
It's a little itchy.
I don't want that on my neck.
Yeah.
That's my most sensitive region of my entire body, right here, my neck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need it. I go, ugh. So I put this underneath it, walk around the studio 5 times, swap out a fucking fog machine, and I am sweating right
Which,
now.
yeah, wait, hold on. Are the fog machines working?
Oh shit.
There's fog
They
machines.
should be.
Yeah.
Kev?
Why is this whole room not filled with fog right
Can we
now?
get a test here?
That's how we got to do this.
Because I haven't seen these two babies blow in a long time.
I'll say it.
Oh my god!
There we
Oh
go.
my
that
god!
one
back.
not so much.
We're back, baby.
So it's starting. It's just getting its career ahead of it. You know.
When and why do you use the fog machine? May I
All
ask?
the time and for
Every
no
show
good reason.
usually opens with the fog machine.
But only like a little bit like that, because
Yeah.
that was just a spurt.
You know, when things go crazy, we can go crazy.
Okay. We'll just
Yeah.
keep pumping
So
it.
what happened was this. We built this big studio. Lots of cool stuff. We have a jib that no one's ever seen before. This thing came from the future. They delivered it to us. Right? Lighting grid, all this stuff, state of the art. And Tim was just like, he took one look at it. He was like, I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it. I need fog machines or I'm not stepping foot on that set.
This
Day
isn't
one.
completely inaccurate. And here we got
And
the fog
yet-
machines.
And yet, when I was like, no, we also need the fireworks machine, everyone was like, that's too far.
Kevin
That's
Coelho.
too far.
Taking it just a step too far, which is why we love him. But no, Tim was literally like this. This is what Tim told me, like, what was it, like 4 weeks ago, 5
Oh,
weeks ago?
the wool's getting to him.
I can't do it, Jerry. I can't do it. Tim goes, he looked at me and he was like, I can't believe you let me get those fog machines. He goes, I asked you when you were like the most stressed out ever. And you just said yes. He's like, I knew you were broken at that moment. I took full advantage.
I took full advantage. Like, I don't think I've ever done, I've known him a very long time. And I got him at his weakest. And I was like, hey, can we get those things too, though? Cool, okay, bye. And just walked away, and they're here. And I can't believe it. Today, Nick Scarpino, I fucking see him bending over, liquid falling out everywhere, not complaining at all. And in my mind, I'm like, I fucking got him. I got his bitch ass. He's here, and
You know
he's
what it
mine.
is? You know what it is? It's because I was like, I have to figure out how to set these up, and that's kind of fun. Because all the way all this stuff works is it's all on what's called DMX, which means it all has an address. You can dial in everything from Kevin's computer over there. So it's kind of a cool challenge to like get to figure out how that works. But now I have to send the other one back, and boy, do I not want to do that. There's a whole boxing thing. I got to deal with a FedEx guy. I don't want this shit.
Hold on, this is the fireworks machine.
Cold spark machine.
Yeah, it is. It's
Okay.
cold, so it won't light anything.
Oh,
on
so it's
fire.
not like actual fireworks.
Is this like the
Yeah.
ice machine? Or?
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
you tell me what that is, because that looks like a firework machine.
That looks dangerous.
It looks awesome.
But it's cold spark, he said.
yeah, so there's
Yeah, put
no
your face
danger
over it and see what happens.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine because it's cold spark.
I took a blast
Your
from one of these fog
frostbite.
machines a couple weeks ago. That was fun.
Yeah, it's not good for you.
Oh, I'm not. I mean, I don't want to suggest.
You now have like a mold in your lungs that you should probably get checked out.
As long, you know.
forward.
If you're noticing that you're having trouble walking up 10 flights of stairs, you should probably get checked
Well,
out.
I was long before that. I was having that trouble. I trust you with this diet. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that looks like fire. That looks like more dangerous in a way that fog doesn't feel.
Well, I mean, look at this thumbnail right here. The guy got his hand in it. Oh, it's gone now.
Mm-hmm.
It's cold. I mean, I think it's a great investment.
Hey, I'm
We'll just
not-
put
Oh,
that
right
out
there. I see the thumbnail. Our indoor sparkler machine safe, and that dude's just taking it to the hand.
Yeah, right there. That's right.
Straight up.
Oh, wow.
We've all been there.
I don't know. I don't know.
My favorite thing is we bought them, then I was like, I wonder if they're going to just trip the smoke alarm every single time.
The fog machines?
Yeah. They don't.
I've done a lot of plays with fog machines, and what's so funny is that they tell you, like, I don't know what it is, but it's like it's not harmful, but your brain starts to think that it is, so people
Yeah.
do start coughing. So sometimes you'll do it, and especially if you have an audience that's like a little more on the elderly side, people will just start like coughing, and it's kind of it just makes performing harder because
Sure.
people are a little like not in it.
Do any of the tech people backstage light up doobies during the smoke machines? Because they did back in high school. Whenever, like, I did
back
theater, and like people would light up the smoke machines in backstage, and then like a couple of the techies, is what we call them, they'd like light up a little joint. It's like, what are you doing? Like, I can't smell it
let me
because the
know.
fog's everywhere.
You're like,
I don't
"Yes,
know
you
that
can.
that's
It smells
true.
like weed and fog."
Yeah, the fog doesn't smell like anything.
Not at all.
So I don't
It
know.
kind of has like a
sweet. Yeah,
a
this
little
is
sweet.
kind of
yeah.
like a cotton candy.
Would you like me to blast them?
Yes.
Let me get the bouquet.
Oh, it's too late. Wait.
Give me a little bouquet, a little Phoebe bouquet.
Why did you say it was too
Oh,
late?
I thought you were
I was
gonna
trying to
stop
stop
me.
you.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna
Sometimes
blast
they get stuck and they just stay off. So
I love it.
Greg is getting up to take a whiff right now.
whip it up, Greg. Yeah.
It's kind of like sweet but also not really anything.
My buddy one time threw a Halloween party in his house. It was the saddest party because I think it was just me and 3 other people showed up. But he wall to wall, like black tarped it off and put some woolite all over it.
No, I can't
Which
be-
when you put a black light on it, like shines, so you
Okay.
can't see it. But when you put the black light on, it's like
Sick.
yeah. And then he blasted fog everywhere. But the fog juice eventually builds up and it
Yeah,
gets
sure.
really slippery.
I
That
bet.
fucking whole thing wall to wall was a slip and slide. You couldn't. No one could stand. We just had to slide ourselves
the
out
party.
the front door.
Oh my God.
It was fun.
Nick, you know that we have the quick dissipating fog juice.
I would expect nothing less. From
Oh yeah,
that.
we have the professional grade fog
yeah,
juice.
versus the long.
We use the
There's
Chauvet
giant bottles
Gone.
of it back
fog
there if
juice.
you want some.
Yeah.
Take home.
You want? You can
Oh,
take a
fun.
little shot of it.
Oh,
Don't
you're
drink it.
right.
That's
I don't know if you
It
drink
is
or
my
not, but-
drug of choice.
The
fog
fog juice.
machine stuff. Yes. Give me that fog. I need it.
As soon as you hit Hollywood, as soon as you star in your first video game, it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
fog, it's fog juice everywhere.
Fog. Everyone's offering you fog. everywhere you
Her
go.
career was going great until the fog
Yeah.
epidemic took her on Hollywood Boulevard.
Greg, I know you did the thing of like,
Evacuated to PAX with fog. Yeah.
Oh right, no. I was gonna say I know you do the thing of like, hey, look, Manon is here, and people don't like people
Don't
just
piss off
want.
the audience.
I know, but like, I want to know a little bit. Like, I want to know how she got started. I want to know
You're
the process and
You're
what.
threading a thin line. People
what
are
it
gonna be
was
like.
like
"Oh, I
that-
don't show up to the podcast to hear about other people. I want to hear the people talk. That's what they say.
Hey, man.
I'll give you how many questions you want.
21.
I mean, look, give me 3, and also like I'll bring up like another cool thing later that I've been wanting to bring up.
Okay, do that.
Really cool
I
topic.
I agree that you bring up your cool thing, and then a long
There we
time,
go.
you weren't there. I went to Illinois Theater Fest in high school, all right?
Okay.
And
Were
I
you there?
probably screwed up
Do you
a
remember
play,
being there?
and I never got to apologize to the people on stage because I was in the audience, and I'll apologize to you
Okay.
through them, all right? Thank you. Go ahead, Andy.
Beautiful. I'll hold space for that.
As you get started, I'm like, all right, this is gonna be the next 25 minutes.
I can do it now if you want, all right? I go to Illinois Theater Fest, right? 'Cause
Illinois.
Illinois. My school, the
Illinois?
state.
Illinois.
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 Not Illinois.
No, but I was Illinois.
Well, and you know, I say words funny.
Dave
That's how,
Fenoy.
you know, DaveFenoy.com. I go there. I don't know. I'm a freshman, we'll say. Maybe a sophomore, and I'm doing the theater thing. Fucking crushing it up there. Kids
Were
are
you
amazing.
really? I didn't
don't
know that
doubt it.
about
Oh, I
you.
did theater, yeah, for the whole way through.
Wow.
I stopped doing the musicals, though. I can't carry a tune in a bucket.
Manon, any questions about his theater career?
Yeah, favorite role you ever played?
I liked. Oh man, that's a great. I was the sorcerer in the Sorcerer's Apprentice in grade school. That
Love
was pretty
that.
dope. I had
Weren't
the
you the
most
little
fun.
rat in Charlotte's Web? Or did I just make that happen in my
First
mind?
off, his name's
Templeton.
fucking Templeton.
All right, show some
Motherfucker.
respect.
And no, I just before you understood my retelling of a story, I told you all of that. I was making fun. I was never Templeton. I could never. I was Apple in the second
could
grade
never.
play. I was Apple, the Apple.
An apple.
The apple.
Yeah.
If you want to give me I still remember my blocking, Kev. If you want to bring in a stick mic for me, all right, I'll get up because I can't do it like this. You
Of
know what I mean?
course.
Yeah, I won't.
You got to get in this.
I won't cheapen the
To be
performance
clear,
by
I
doing
don't.
so.
I don't want to bring in a stick mic.
Fine, then I won't do it. Don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. All right.
It's like watching De Niro do a reading of Raging Bull, you know? Like it's that legendary.
What? Yeah. In our town, I was the doctor. I like that.
Okay, yeah,
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 right,
yeah,
that was
yeah.
a fun one.
Solid,
I didn't know
solid.
you did this much theater.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I was in all the school plays, and then the first 2 musicals. And then I was like, no more. Can't do that anymore. Don't.
That's
wanna do
2
that.
more musicals than me. I haven't really. That's
Yeah?
Not my. Yeah, no.
And Guys and Dolls, I was Harry the horse.
Okay.
Harry doesn't really sing on his own, so I got away with it.
Yeah.
And then, what are you laughing at, Nick? What?
I just heard someone, I'm not going to point fingers, take a big old crunch or something over there.
It was my ice jumping around my gut.
And then-
Got it, okay.
Cinderella, I was like the baker.
where'd you
or
get
something.
toast
And there I did.
Okay.
I did
This
have,
is a lot of theater.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a thespian.
You
know?
are,
And
yeah.
and I was one of those.
Did they have to go shop for like adult clothes for you when you were like 5 years old?
Because I was that big? No, the height didn't. I don't feel like I was that tall at the time. I didn't think it was a big deal. I think I wore, in Guys and Dolls, I think I wore my grandfather's suit.
Okay.
He'd already passed away. You want to make fun of that too?
No, I miss him.
Every day.
Super guy.
Every day you talk about Poppy.
Yeah.
Anyways, we call them Poppy. You want to make fun of that? Tim?
No.
These people, jackals.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
like
well,
fog
I'm
in
sure. So, anyways, they do a theater fest trip, and it's like, hey, do you want to go on this? I think it was overnight, but maybe it was just a long day trip, whatever. And I was like, of course I do. And we went down there, and you get to see a whole bunch of plays, obviously, that other talented high
right.
schools are doing. And so we weren't that talented. We
Are these the one act plays?
No, these were full blown plays. So yeah, it was definitely like a 3-day weekend or something. We
Okay.
went down there, and I'll never forget this in my entire life. We got to one, we were super excited. It was me, it was this girl Georgie, it was a couple of our other friends, and we're like front row for this play. And so it was like between, I think it was after intermission, or maybe it was just between set changes, but the lights come back up, and the players walk to the center of the stage. I guess with the lights down, then the lights come back up. And this girl reaches into her pocket on stage, picks up a rock, and then hauls off and throws it. And like I flip out. And of course she was pantomiming skipping rocks on a lake,
Oh,
but no context had been given for the scene.
Oh my god.
No context had been given for this scene.
Greg
So
went,
I was front row. It's just
Oh my
it's
god.
that thing where there's like, there's no way she did not see, she missed this. You know what I mean? Probably the only person lit.
I thought that was going to be so much worse. That's fine. We'll get a pass for
Okay,
that.
I
That was a
felt so
genuine
bad.
reaction. I thought you were going to say you were heckling or something.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no.
You
That's
were
fine.
immersed. You were there.
I've
You were just
carried
in
that
it.
with me.
Apology
Thank
accepted
you.
on behalf of that high school.
Put that back out. Put
theater
that energy
troupe.
back out.
Yes.
there. Okay.
There's
good.
someone somewhere laughing about that to this day.
Or
Yes.
it broke them. You know what I mean? They were just like, I could never perform again.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think you probably
This 33-year-old high school student like reacted in the front row.
If you're so good that you can scare someone by skipping a pretend rock into the
Yeah,
audience, I mean
Academy
that's
Award right
probably
there.
that
me
became
a-
that was Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Glad she's made her way back, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't watched that new one
Wonderful.
she's in, but D
haven't
watched it, was like, it's a master class.
She went away? What happened to her?
Heard
She
that.
just, I think she took a break for a little while.
Oh,
I
cool.
think maybe she had a kid.
Too many
as
X-Men.
well, maybe to
many
focus on
X-Men.
family. But she came back and she has that new movie about dealing with like PTSD and like being a Marine and coming back. And it's got,
Brian.
yes,
Yeah.
by Brian Tyree Henry. And supposedly it's like, it's just watching 2 incredible actors just share screen time for like 2 hours, which my kind of jam. For
Yeah.
sure. For sure.
I got to see that one too.
What-
I'm not going to lie. My lungs feel kind of rough.
Really?
Is it in my head?
It is in your yeah.
okay.
I knew the
You
second
will be fine.
I knew the
You'll be
second I
fine.
said it, I was like, he's gonna obsess about this forever.
Oh
And
no!
actually, part of me, maybe subconsciously, was like, good, we'll get rid of these fucking fog machines. Now they're gonna be gone.
They're not. Again, these are
dead.
high-end fog machines. These aren't like the ones that I evacuated.
No,
back.
they're not shit you buy at like the Spirit Halloween
Yeah.
store.
Well, first off, let's not talk shit
That
about Halloween, right?
Yes,
Love Spirit
please.
Halloween.
Not in this house.
I
we
went to
didn't. We didn't make a run to Spirit this year.
I did
Last
many
year.
times.
Oh, we have a kid now. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You gotta take. See, there's two types of dads. Okay,
Sure.
and I'm glad you're not the other type of dad. Because my dad, that's like my idea of a good time on a Saturday is let's go to Home Depot.
Oh my god.
Which to a child is the worst fucking place.
The
to play.
worst.
But it's that thing where I'm also gonna have the opposite reaction because my father was the same way. Like, let's go to the hardware store and do that. Ben will be caught I'm sure he'll be caught in shock, and I'll be like, I want to blow my brains out more than I want to go to Home Depot right now. I can't believe the fucking house is leaking again.
Yeah, probably.
Never buy a house, Benjamin.
But he's
Run
gonna,
for
be
your
so,
life.
he's gonna be so excited to come every October 1st because you guys are gonna be like, there's nothing more fun when you're a kid. Maybe like the Toys R Us or like a toy store, but the Spirit Halloween store was always like, this is awesome.
Magical.
It's magical. And this was before everyone like cosplay was a real thing. This is the 80s when it was like if you dressed in a costume and went outside, people were like, we gotta
Impressed.
call someone. we gotta call someone.
This
Go
kid
pick
did
this guy up.
something.
This kid's gotta be the paddy wagon.
So, Manon,
Yes.
when you were offered this job for this video game,
Mhm.
what is your reaction? What does your family think? Are you freaking out? Or you're like, video game? That's kind of weird. Because we hear that, like Christopher Judge's reaction of him talking about God of War being like, if I knew it was a video game, I probably wouldn't have said yes. And now that's like my mind has completely changed on that.
Yeah, no, that wasn't my reaction. Only because I read the script and I was like, this is some of the best writing I've read in ages, like auditioning for stuff. And I saw that it was a video game or interactive. I guess it was categorized as interactive media at the time. And I was just like, great, cool. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's not even that it doesn't matter. It's just that I had no
Bias.
no bias for the medium, and ultimately, like, it's the storytelling is what matters. And I also think now that like this is the correct medium for this game. Like there's a reason it's not 3 movies, you know. And no, I was stoked. I would have been so pissed if I probably still would have played the game, but I would have been so upset if I.
Yeah, this is the thing I almost auditioned.
Yeah. I mean, because that happens all the time. But oftentimes you watch things and you're like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like, I see why they went in a different, direction. With Marissa Marcel, I was like, if I don't get this fucking part. Yeah, so it worked out.
How many like callbacks are we talking? Like how many re-interviews?
There was one callback, and then there were like one or two, I think 2 phone calls with Sam that lasted like an hour and a half each. And where I still didn't know if I had the part or not.
For a phone call like that, and it's Sam Barlow, creator, of course, talking about Immortality, a game you should all have played because I won't shut up about it on video games things. But of course, it's on Netflix. You can play it on Xbox Game Pass. It's on PC, of course.
And it's short too. It took me like around 6 hours.
Yeah, not bad at all. Those calls, is it talking about the character and the story, or is it feeling out like a working relationship, or?
It's kind of both. I think
Okay.
he was sort of testing me in lots of ways to see like, what my thoughts were, like how collaborative I would be too, because he's very collaborative. So I think he would like throw out references to movies that had inspired him and just various, art and books and stuff. And just to see, and then, would call me back or we would email and I would be coming, to those conversations having read something or watched something and have, my own take on things. So I think he was feeling it out. And then also, I don't know. I don't know why it took so long, but then it happened.
It happened the right way.
So we're
You
good.
got the job.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that's very exciting, kind of funny, podcast listener / watcher, is that you're in on the ground floor of her. You know what I mean? Like, this is not.
Love that expression.
Because I think usually we bring on these people and they don't need us. They're already famous. Rahul Kohli, get the fuck out of here. And Justin Roiland, fuck off. Actually, any of them. Just name,
Why
any
is
of
it out to be negative always?
with Manon, right? The thing here is the fact that, guess what? Like, when I'm playing this game and your performance is so great, I go to IMDb and I'm like, I gotta know, what has she been in before? Nothing. And I'm like, well, clearly this is a made up person. This is a made up name. This is a pen name. And it's like, no, this is like your first thing.
This is part of like
Which
the
means-
augmented reality thing. Like
Yeah,
part of the game.
exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you turned a lot of heads, obviously, with this performance. Obviously, people think you're great. I hope it's working out with you getting other gigs and things.
It's going pretty well. It's nice. But yeah, no, who's to say if I'm real or not? I don't know.
Well,
I
I'm, you
don't
know,
know.
I don't think any of this is real, to be honest with you.
Who knows?
yeah, you're gonna be a big deal, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
and
thank
and
you for
we'll be
saying
able to,
that.
we'll look back and look at that one time she came over and Andy wore that really interesting jacket.
It was the
Yeah.
pause. It was the
No, I
pause.
love it.
Similar to that time, you called me a little and then stopped. And I was like, I know what you're gonna say next.
Yeah.
It's even more insulting that you didn't finish it because you didn't think I could handle it.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, like, I got to imagine that, like, starring in something like that, and then suddenly in the audience for the Game Awards, like,
Oh my God.
I can't even imagine what, like, my family would be thinking if they're oh shit, like, this is like an actual award show. This isn't just like
Right.
some dude giving out some trophies at a little like
Johnny Boss.
fucking at a little ballroom. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, Johnny Boss. Yeah.
A little
Exactly.
ballroom. Yeah, no, my family, I think my family has learned as time has gone on, like how big of a deal it is, because, and so have I, because I don't know if I totally understood like how big the gaming world was, which seems like just so silly in retrospect, but I just had no basis for knowing anything about it. So yeah, being in the Game Awards audience and with all these like huge people and just it was wild. No, it's been amazing, and it's such a weird first gig to get,
Sure.
especially having like so much theater experience, like wanting to do film and TV, and then get like a video game is the first thing. I was like, what is it? But it's working out, and I'm happy. So
Hell yeah. So
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Happy to have you
Oh,
here.
that's so
How does
great.
it work on
Thanks for having
Netflix?
me.
I haven't really like checked it out on Netflix. How does that function?
Your phone.
Yeah, mobile,
Oh,
so tablets
okay.
as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So is it like the Black Mirror Bandersnatch?
Bandersnatch.
Kind of, except 10,000 times better than that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 'cause it's
Damn.
just you using your
Yeah.
finger as the cursor, right? So you're still clicking on objects. Like
Oh
you did
shit!
before.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
yeah,
consider
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Open
Okay.
your little iPad and sign in to Netflix.
Yeah, let's go. He's
Go
got
play
Netflix
it.
right there. Let's go.
Why do you even bring it? I don't even.
Let's
You
call
drew
Mrs.
me
Let's
once.
call Joey's mom. We'll get the Netflix.
In case I
log.
want to Google something.
The audience is going to be like, no, no tutorial. It's pretty self-explanatory. I feel like if you're just clicking things.
There's a discoverability to it that I appreciated,
Yeah.
especially in the review when I turned out I didn't even rewind correctly. I was like,
Oh my
great,
God.
cool, okay.
It's hard to get that the first time.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you do, and it's like, ah.
Yeah.
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 No, it's
Yeah.
special.
It's a very.
Thanks
special
all
game.
for playing. I like it.
So here's the cool topic I wanted to bring up.
Is it about the fact that this is the Kind of Funny podcast where each and every week 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table?
We're gonna have to figure
Wow.
out.
We got to figure this out.
do.
There's a dance that
There's
I-
a
they
whole
didn't tell me
thing,
there was a
and we
dance.
go, and we hit this, but now the
Okay.
mics are in our faces.
We
It's
switched to
hard.
better mics.
It's
And
better
now
for
it's a
the
whole
the
thing.
show,
Me and Tim
yeah.
this is where we're at. We just did a little heel stomp.
Okay.
On
That's
it.
cool. I can, yeah.
Yeah, you can get it.
I'm not a friend, but I'm
That's
a guest.
Your
As we
friend.
all know, when we come here in
Love
a
it.
second, Andy's gonna have a great story. Tim, your topic eventually will be, hey, black jeans sure are in. All right.
Okay, cool.
All right, anyways, 4 or 5 this table, and bringing a topic discussion where they just want to talk about things with each other. If you want to talk with us, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can be watching us record the show live and ad-free, just like Cody is, Cooper is, and Madeline is. Of course, if you wanted to write in and be part of the show, you can write in at kindafunny.com/KF podcast for free with your topics you'd like to see us discuss and hang out and have conversations about. If you got no bucks to toss our way on Patreon, it's no big deal. Of course, you can get the show each and every week for free on youtube.com/kindafunny and podcast services around the globe. It's weird not having a table at all. It's just weird. Of course, you could do all those cool things, and then you could use on the Epic Game Store when you buy games. You could use the code KindaFunny, and maybe you're playing on the Fortnite and Rocket League on your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Switch. You could use the KindaFunny code there, and everybody has a good time, and they enjoy that. Hooray! Housekeeping for you. Game of the Year 2022 is up as a gigantic Gamescast. Of course, it is the Gamescast crew plus Mike plus Paris plus Janet, where we run through the top 10 games of the year to crown KindaFunny's Game of the Year for last year. Go check it out. youtube.com/KindaFunnyGames and Gamescast podcast services around the globe. Thank you to our Patreon producers, Jay Kolbs, Nathan Lamoth, Monica Bummelang. Still not right.
Boomin'
Boobenlog.
Great name.
DJ Kento on Twitch, Trent Barry, James Hastings, Colin Huguenel, and Casey Andrew. Today we're brought to you by Honey, but for now, Andy's got something to say.
I thought this was a lot cooler than what it.
You're such a fuck, Andy.
I'm sorry. Look, I thought it was kind of cool. I heard it on TikTok the other day that jaywalking is now legal in California.
Oh,
It's been legal if you're
explain.
cool.
All right, party animal.
So cool.
And
I'll walk across to you right now. I don't care.
and that's all. That's about all I gotta say. Tim, what was your topic?
Wow,
Right.
wow. Hey, that's actually pretty I'm excited about that.
See,
I'm
like-
interested in the logistics.
I just thought this is a brand new thing, and apparently this happened like in October or something. Like I'm seeing news articles from like
That's pretty
August.
new.
Here's the thing, Andy. I
Pretty
will
new,
say
right?
this.
Yeah.
I do jaywalk. I don't like to break rules, mostly because I'm paranoid I'll get caught.
He's so scared.
When I jaywalk, would you believe that it's like the scariest thing that I do? And I just feel like once I'll cross the street and I'll have to do that thing like when you run a red light. I didn't know there wasn't supposed to do that. And oh, did I cross? Did I
I'll
just in
do that
case the
thing when you
cop
run a
watches
red
me?
light. There shouldn't be a thing you do when you run a red light.
Well, you
Like,
could accidentally run a red light. I didn't know. It was just,
you
kinda
make it
did.
sound
You
like
kinda
so
was like,
habitual.
When you see the yellow, you go, I know I don't have enough time. But if it's gas it a little bit, it turns red right before your wheels hit. You go, I don't.
You
did
get
know
caught.
this
You
is-
can't make it all the way across.
Yeah.
So then you're just stuck. You're looking. You're like,
I
I'm sorry.
I
it
didn't
wasn't
know.
me.
First time driving.
Poe, my best friend, of course, is back on the show next week, and he has a great story of when he was homesick one day, but not really sick, and I got my braces off, so I drove over to his house and took him to lunch at Baker Square. You know what I'm saying? Great lemon meringue pie.
Baker Square.
Yeah. This is a Chicagoland tradition here.
Love their
And then
lemon
on the
meringue
drive
pie.
home to drop him back off, I got in the left turn lane and the light went green and I turned and I totally should not have turned. So like all these, and I like did a whole like I stopped. I'm like, I'm so sorry, everybody. I was like, hit the fucking gas. What are you doing? Get out of the road.
I always
is
accidentally
terrifying.
do that whenever it is the I shouldn't have crossed, right? Because it's so backed up ahead of me that I'll go anyway, just assuming that traffic is gonna push through, and it doesn't, and I'm in the middle of the fucking road, and then cars like they speed up super fast and get right up next to me. They're honking. I'm just like, I'm fucking sorry. They're right in front of me, and I feel like such an asshole, dude. There's no worse feeling than doing that because you are the lone person in the middle of the
I
crossing.
don't got any
An
options.
asshole. There's a guy yesterday I was driving and it was storming a little bit, and I was kind of zoned out. I think I was trying to pull up a song as I was at a stoplight, and I just see lights flash. And I looked up and I realized it was green.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Thank you, sir. Thank you."
You didn't honk.
You didn't honk.
Didn't need
Too many
to.
people honking, Andy.
We
Too many
need
honkers.
the honks. We need like 2 honks.
You need a polite honk.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry
Yeah.
that like I don't want to interrupt you. Because I've been there. I get it. We've all been there.
You trying to honk
Like,
in
could you
cursive
please-
or what?
Could you please go? Like, could you please go? And then you need the, hey, dude.
The
you're
real
really
But
honk.
that's why
loud.
you do the little
Fuck out of my
bump.
way honk.
You do like bump is like the nice one, and then bah is
But
the,
I feel like
you know?
the bump never comes out the way you mean it to. It's kind of like
Hey.
your tone over text.
Exactly.
Where it's like you mean it
Yeah.
nice, but it's still really
You
hard
need
to
to
get
honk with an
across.
emoji,
That's
like a little
true.
smiley
Yeah,
emoji.
you need a little smiley
Yeah,
attached.
I need to honk with like that, a little like the silly looking
Like,
face. You know,
we're in this together.
we're in this together.
Listen, we're all just trying to get home. It's your turn to go. Please go.
I'll tell you what I paid it for though. That night, someone did the same thing, and I flashed my lights at him, did nothing.
Didn't pay attention to you at
Damn
all.
thing. No, they were looking down.
Yeah.
I've talked about this before, but I'm still trying to make this a thing where whenever somebody lets me get in front of them, I'll do my emergency lights twice, boop boop, because apparently that's what people do in Japan. Like if
No,
you let
no,
them
no.
cross instead of like doing the wave, because sometimes it's nighttime, you can't really see like the hey,
Yeah,
thank
they
you.
didn't see the wave. Yeah.
So I'll put on the emergency
Hazard?
lights and I'll go, I'll do the hazards twice. Dun, dun. It's
Oh,
like a
that's
thank
nice.
you,
I'm doing that.
Greg,
Well,
for
it
letting me.
That's too long.
Or
Now I
so-
just think I let over this moron. His car's breaking.
Yeah, I would not know what that meant.
Yeah, I think that's unsafe to do.
Probably legal.
No,
What you gotta do is get in front of
Check
a
your
brake check
your
them a couple
breaking
times,
news
yeah.
on the traffic laws change. You can see if you can flash your
Yeah,
ass.
what Reddit thread do you get all these awesome
no, I
traffic
just
laws from?
twice, just dun, dun.
Because those are your
Thank you.
emergency lights. So if you're telling someone there's an emergency to be aware of.
I think it's nice.
Beware. Thank you. I can see how that can get misconstrued. Yeah.
Andy, if there was prox chat in your car,
Yeah.
would you turn it on?
Yes, because I'm desperately always just wanting people to know that I'm good intentioned, that I'm well intentioned, that I'm not trying to fuck them over in some way. Like I would love to let people know, like, hey, again, yeah, go ahead, dude, no problem, man. Like I'm the guy that's like, hey, you want to cross? Go ahead, or you need to get in front of me? No problem, dude. But it's the people that like
Why you're
fucking
late everywhere.
speed up. Yeah, usually, yeah, mostly, yeah. Whenever there's always so much construction, there's always a right lane that's closed.
Mhm.
And you see that motherfucker who knows the right lane's closed
You know it's close.
and just speeds up super, and you're like,
LA
I'm not letting you in,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
not letting you the fuck in. You're gonna have to wait.
No.
And then I get forced anyway, Nick.
I know you do. I always let him in. Do you stonewall him at first or do you stare at him? Because I stonewall.
No, I
I'm like,
stonewall.
I don't even see you, bro. I don't even see you there.
I stonewall. Yeah. I'm 10
And
and
he's
2.
not trying to get involved in this at all.
I'm
He doesn't
10
want
and
that
2.
Smoke.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who would probably, it would
Or
be a disaster to
sometimes
have
4 and
vodka
7.
in their cars.
Me?
This guy over here.
First off, I know you all like to act. Not you. I have no,
Remember that
I have
time
no
in the
beef
movie
with
theater?
you.
I
I
mean,
have no beef with you.
Yet.
I know yet. Well, yeah, we can go back
There's
to
time.
Pineapple.
hot dogs is a sandwich.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, like to act like you're nerds. You know what I mean? I assure you, I've thought more about comics than Tim's thought about anything in his entire fucking life.
Okay.
And I often
this
think
going?
that if I was a Green Lantern and I was driving the car, right, and somebody did something bad, you're goddamn right, I'd pop my little face in there. You know what I mean? Because hard light construct, Green Lantern ring, I can make anything I want, right?
Okay.
So I can look into their car and like send a little message into their car, like, "Hey, motherfucker, cut me off over here." You know what I mean? Or in your same thing of like, "I'm sorry, I cut you off. I'm sorry, I was blocking the lane. I was doing something."
This
But
makes
then I've
as
also
much
thought
sense
this-
to us as it does to
I've also
I'm
thought-
following.
Yeah, we're following.
20 to
Yes.
60% of it at any given time.
Yeah.
Think about like, just I'm projecting a message into the car. That's
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
but like your head,
I can do whatever I want.
you're gonna cause so many wrecks. Like,
That was
hey,
what
I'm
I
sorry,
thought.
but ah.
Oh my God.
I thought about that.
It's just
too.
like that damn rock being skipped at it.
I'm not doing it when we're doing 60. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We're just
Okay.
in the intersection or whatever.
Literally
I need to
under
put a
speed.
message over there.
God.
But
You're
yeah,
not you're not lifting the car up and like moving.
Oh,
it
I've thought
behind
about that
you?
too. Yeah, no,
'Cause
for
that,
sure.
That would be my go-to move for sure.
Sure,
Like,
yeah,
oh, nope, sorry.
Real talk,
sit
if you had the
behind
Green
me now.
Lantern ring, how scale of 1 to like how long would it take you to abuse that thing?
well, that's the thing about it. Where again, I've thought a lot about this, and I was thinking about it last night. Even we're watching Unsolved Mysteries. You know what I mean? What a show. You know what I mean?
Of course,
So good.
watching Unsolved Mysteries, of course, you're going to get to the Green Lantern
Yeah.
ring.
That
Well,
makes
I'm thinking
sense.
about the
It's
same thing.
correlation.
We got this kid now at home, so it changes your perspective on things. And I'm watching these parents who are like, their kid just disappeared off the face of the earth. Nobody fucking knows why. Nobody can figure it out. You know what I mean? There's all these
Like, yeah,
theories,
put
but
chip in 'em.
they got nothing or whatever, right? And I'm thinking about like how I would be like,
Hard light
I would
constructs.
be, like you fucking Joel in The Last of Us, right? Where I'm like, oh, you're
Well, spoilers for my nose.
Yeah, no spoilers, please.
What? Oh, okay, fine.
Yep.
I'm
Yep,
just
yep,
saying.
yep, 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 yep.
saying he'll get the job done. You know what I mean? But it's that thing where as I had this thought, right? Of like,
Imagine now people that have no context for Last of Us, they're going into the whole time she's watching the show, she'd be like,
He's gonna get
he's
the job
gonna get the job done.
He's the get the job done kind of guy.
I was just saying, but that's a real moment. You know what I mean?
Sure.
A lot of people don't look in the mirror and know their true self. And does it break my heart? Of course it does. But I say, and I have thoughts like this, and I'm like, this is why I would never be chosen to be the Green Lantern of Sector 2814. Because I'm well aware that I am not the strongest will here. You know what I mean?
You're a
Like,
monster.
But
yeah.
this does open up the door of maybe I'd get, the evil ring. Maybe I'm able to get out there and be a Yellow Lantern. Just
because
hope not.
you've proved plenty of times how evil you can be
Sure.
without powers.
He's gonna use
Right.
them both for the same thing.
So-
Get Oreos
Yeah,
to
the,
his house
Greg,
faster.
the yellow ring is fear. And you're
Yeah.
not a man that lets fear control him, you know?
But I feel like I use fear against a lot of people. Ask Joey.
Jesus Christ.
Andy's afraid of me a lot of times with some of the stuff I do.
Yeah, I mean, you'll often walk by me and say, number of threatening things
That's
to me.
outrageous. That's not true. No proof of
It's
that.
true. We
I
have
had you
recordings.
good today though, right?
I mean, I still don't know what that was about. Like you were walking by and being like, "I'm gonna." What'd you say? I'm gonna.
I'll rip that jacket off you like a trash bag and beat your ass.
Wow.
Just so direct.
I don't remember hearing that.
Very quiet. I didn't want to
Oh,
scare
wow.
you.
Oh,
Didn't want to
okay.
scare you.
I think Manon was dominating at
My
Mario
antenna
Party.
are out.
All right, about time for me to catch a flight. Get out of here.
This is a very weird, threatening thing to say and just walk by me. Thanks for the coffee, though.
I didn't do anything.
Y'all?
All I did was walk around. Joey and Tim had to go get it.
I got a good story for y'all with the Starbucks situation. All right. Greg looks over at me. He goes, "Do you want some Starbucks?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." And I was like, "You know what? I want to go to Starbucks. I want to break up my day. I like getting out of the studio every once in a while." So I was like, "I'll just go. Let's put in an order." And I was like, "Joey, do you want to come with me to help extra hands? And also just want to hang out, like whatever." She's like, "Yeah, for sure." That turns into what I expect to be maybe 4 or 5 drinks, like we often get. It turned into 13 people here wanting different drinks. And at Starbucks, their orders were all over the place, like complicated stuff. We're like, we got this. Joey puts the order in from mobile ordering. So we just need to go there and pick it up. And we're like, oh, this is going to be totally fine. We get there, realize how many drinks there actually are, try to get them in the car, and it's me and Joey two of the least coordinated people I think I've ever met in my life, all right? And we're both trying our fucking best, holding these trays of way too many drinks, squeezing into my car. And we had a moment of realization of like, all right, there are 3 full quads of these various size drinks.
Yeah.
In addition to a couple handheld ones. And we're like, we do not have enough hands. We do not have enough cup holders.
I warned you before you left. I was
you
like,
did.
you probably need to bring all 4 seats. People need to get these things.
And you were right, Greg.
For every 2 or 3 drinks, Joey has fallen for that many amounts
Exactly,
in the last
exactly.
year or so.
So we get in this car, and it is clown car shit, because I have a Prius C. It's this tiny little car, all right? We're squeezing in, trying to strategize, like, all right, you sit down first, then I'm going to hand you this, and like, let's keep going. We got it, but it as we're going, we had to drive so slowly and like take every stop as like
God.
nice as possible, because it felt like that TikTok trend of the dumb kids
water.
putting all the water in the cars and like
Yeah.
stopping.
Uh-oh.
At any moment, that would have been my car. And we got here without spilling anything. I'm very proud of us. It was a major achievement. So
Would you
while
bel-
she was out here
It is
winning in Mario Party, you know, me and Joey
You
out
were
there
doing something
God's
even
work.
harder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Would you
And that's
believe that
amazing.
while we were playing Mario Party, Mike was telling me about that TikTok trend because he was imagining that's what was happening in that car.
It was so close. Like at any moment, like it could have been all bad, and it would have just been 13 venti, various milked drinks.
Oh, that would have been your car forever.
forever.
I told you about
Yeah.
that one time in high school. Someone left a little carton of milk in my buddy Scott's car. We had to throw that car away.
It's over.
That shit,
With
after,
cheddar.
after like 2 days in the heat, you could never get rid of that smell, that curdled milk smell. I remember we drove up. I was dating a girl and she wanted to go look at UC Santa Cruz. So we're like, we'll just take a trip. 'cause
Banana
We're all
slugs.
like, whatever. I got in his car and I was in that car for like 5.5 hours and I just had to throw away my clothes. It was disgusting.
Yeah.
Sorry, Scott.
I still have a
Sorry, Scott.
full cup of coffee in my house that I've had there for about, or my room that I've had there for about like 4 days now.
Drink it.
But it has oat milk, so
No.
maybe that's why it doesn't smell.
It's fine.
Uh,
Oat milk, not a real thing.
So like, could I microwave it and it'd be okay?
Yeah, probably.
I would
No.
not, because
Yeah.
why?
You refrigerate oat milk.
You do refrigerate oat milk.
But like,
4 days, I would say, is a long time. Just weigh the pros and cons here. You know,
I had just forgotten I'd gotten this coffee. Like it got delivered, and I was like, oh, the coffee. Well, I'm kind of, I already have like this energy drink. I'll drink it later, and then I never got to it, and then it's just been sitting on my dresser drawer for at least since like maybe like Wednesday. Yeah,
You live such a bizarre life.
Thursday.
Andy,
What's up?
Have you ever looked into making oat milk? Because it really is just grounded up.
It's
like,
milk.
You think
It's
Andy Cortez has
soaked in
ever looked
water.
into it?
Every day, Kevin.
I
Every
don't
day
know.
one in this building
Maybe.
has.
I didn't want to presume
This is the
anything
kid who bought a
about him.
thing of chili, a pallet of chili, and it wasn't the right kind. Just leaves it in his closet. He's not making oat
You should
milk.
bring that to the studio. We'll eat it.
Yeah, I could bring that chili. Yeah, because I've been using the other chili though, because I have to get the chili with beans, and I accidentally bought a box of chili, like 8 cans without beans. It's just been in my room ever since. It's been there for maybe close to a year now, a little bit over a year maybe, just sitting in my room.
But these are cans.
Yeah, can.
But they're non-perishable. That's
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good.
exactly.
yeah.
Because you never know when I'll need it.
Kevin keeps
Yeah.
telling you to bring those in. I like to eat it right out of the can cold.
Oh, that's weird.
It's weird. I pretend like I'm in a bunker, like an apocalyptic bunker,
Sure.
that's
and I just eat it right
fun.
out, and I just think to myself, I could survive.
I could survive.
So what I do, I like the most like culinary I get is putting red pepper flakes in my chili that I microwave,
Mhm.
and it's
how
super
it
super
started.
hot, and I put a lot of
Probably late as
red
it.
pepper flakes. Oh man, it's so spicy with tortilla chips. You don't know what you're missing, guys. Like this is some primo shit. I know you and your wife cook a lot of stuff, but like
Well, back in the day,
Let me
in
entertain you all
college,
for
I
like
did.
a
I
dinner.
do 2 packets of Easy Mac and then a bunch of Tabasco and pepper and eat it that way.
Hmm.
I know you don't know what mac and cheese is. He's never had mac and cheese.
Really?
Yeah.
Out of
ever
fear or
a principle.
a principle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Principle.
Which
You try to pin him down. Yeah, you try to pin him down. He's eventually going to fall back and be. It's a culture thing, and then we have to like, okay, fine, and walk away. But he's just weird about it.
No, it's just
you don't need to go into the details if you don't feel safe.
Well, so we did hit a fundraising goal this year where I would have to eat mac and cheese. So this year I will be eating it in some
Yeah.
form or fashion.
Maybe on the golf course. Maybe when we go golfing, we hit our monthly goal. We have to
Maybe.
slam mac
Pasta
and
Man, I
cheese
think,
in
still
between
you
gonna
the
come
guys
doing
golf
damage.
like as a
Not at
part
all.
of the thing?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
I'm a
No.
terrible golfer, but we do Twitch streams every day.
Mm.
And if we hit all of our goals for the month, we're going to go actually out on the links. The one and
Fun.
only time I've ever been really golfing, I went with my good friend and his dad, and they were like golfers. They were like,
They're a golfer
well, you
golfer.
know, they had, like,
They had all
they
the
were they
sticks.
like belonged to the club, and it was a whole thing, and they showed up, and it's like their ritual. And I'm like, I'm getting initiated into this cool club right now. It's all these old Italian guys. This is gonna be fucking rad for me. By hole 3, they were like, you need to get the fuck out of here. You were so embarrassing to us. And I was kind of like, I was really nervous, so I kept shanking it. And then the golf cart came around with all the booze, and I was like, this is a better idea. That I'm just gonna start drinking, and that did not help my game.
Oh no.
I've only gone golfing once. It was for a bachelor party for college friends. And yeah, I made it about 2.5 holes before I was like, I'm just going to drive and hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
I've done it once, and I was just like, why would I do this when I could do anything else outside?
It's that when you hit one good shot,
Ping.
you think you can go pro. Like when you hit legitimately like one good shot, you will think about that for the rest of the time until you go golfing again. Like it is, because it's such a hard thing to do. It is like the hardest thing to ever be consistent at, which is why like everybody always praises like the greats in golf, because what always happens, it's like a random dude will win the championship and a random dude will win the next one and a random dude will win the next one, but then it'll be Tiger Woods 3 times in a row and then another random dude. But those random dudes are never seen from or heard of again because
Get their jacket
it's such a fucking hard thing to be consistent at.
Dude, there's conspiracy theories out there, right? The moon landing.
A lot.
I have a whole
We're in
bunch
a
of other ones that
simulation.
I'm
We
not
already
going to bring
established
up.
that oat milk not real.
I'm convinced that golf is a conspiracy theory. There's no way it's real. There's no way people are out here hitting holes in one. Like that, people doing a slam dunk. I'm like, congratulations, you're tall and you can kind of jump a little bit.
Yeah, it's not
a
hard.
hole in one from hundreds of feet away. This shit's doctored. Everyone's just in on something. We're just pretending it's real. There's no way it's real.
What's the end game, though?
I don't know. We got to go all the way to the top on this.
Conspiracy, yeah.
There is no end game. That's why it's perfect.
Mm.
I'm
still believe
excited. I'm excited to go golfing with
If Ed, like, I really hope we hit this goal because it'll be me, Mike, and Nick. And me and Mike have
you. Guys are golfers.
golfed every once in a while. Nick rarely ever goes, but it's just going to be fun being out there.
say
Like,
never.
we want to buy the little polos, we want to buy the khaki shorts and some.
I want
We
the
wanna
big
look the
pants,
part.
the big poofy pants they used to wear like Bagger Vance days.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want to embarrass everyone.
What was
with
the
that clothes.
character? The god of the Franz Closet character.
Uncle Lou?
Uncle Lou.
Oh yeah.
I imagine you golfing looks a lot like Uncle Lou.
There's gonna be a lot of polyester. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff that just doesn't breathe.
Plaid.
Yeah.
By hole 8, it's gonna be like, woof, you can smell me coming from a mile away.
Just like
It'd
this
be
sweater.
great.
Boofy.
Exactly. I hope not.
Less
You
scratchy.
smell wonderful.
Thank you.
You smell like
Aw.
nothing. So
That is ideal. That is ideal.
That is nice.
That's what I shoot for every day.
What I shoot for every day is you going to patreon.com/kindafunny. Over on
Nice.
patreon.com/kindafunny. Of course, you can watch us record the show live, just like Piano Fish Tank, Cody, and Mr. Yong's 07 are.
Jesus. the fuck happened to you?
Enyaws
That
07. Mr. Enyaws.
It's probably backwards. It's probably like swaying.
Swan.
Swain.
It's
I lost it.
gone
We're
now.
I love how you go, it's probably backwards.
The way it looked.
Looking at the letters, you're like, this can't be right. It has to be
World's
backwards.
greatest detective over here. That's backwards, probably. It's gotta be. Anyways, you can go there and watch us record it live. You can get
told
the
you,
show
motherfucker.
There it is. Wait.
Wayne backwards. Damn. Why is the S though?
Yes.
Wayne's.
Wayne.
Wayne. You can't. Well, Mr. Enyawaz can't be like, it's Wayne backwards, but I added an S.
It's Wayne season 7.
Dude, I've told the story a million times, but it's worth telling again. Kevin, what? Do you want to tell it, Kev?
Well,
go
they
ahead. I
argue
just
about
knew that's
telling
where
it.
it's going.
Patreon.com/kindafunny where you can watch live, get the ad, do the thing. If you're not there, you can watch it, get the show for free, of course. But that's what you're watching. Since you're not on Patreon, here's a word from our sponsor.
Shout out to Honey for sponsoring this episode. Honey's the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. Thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past, and we all know there's nothing better than the feeling of saving money. Honey's the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. Here's how it works. Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite websites. When you check out, the Honey button appears, and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site, and if Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop. We here at Kind of Funny have been using Honey for years, and it has literally saved us thousands of dollars on tech, costumes, food, you name it. Honestly, I just love how easy it is to just set and forget and save. Honey doesn't just work on desktops, it works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. Get PayPal Honey for free at joinhoney.com/kindafunny. That's joinhoney.com/kindafunny. So Kevin's first AIM name, AOL Instant Messenger, whatever you want to call it, AOL email or whatever.
These are all horrible.
He made his name backwards. And I was like, oh, so what's your username, whatever? And he goes, oh, it's just my name backwards with like some numbers, like let's just say 07. He's like, yeah, it's Nevik07. And I was like, all right, cool. It's not working. He's like, no, dude, I'm telling you, it's just my name backwards. I'm like, it's not working. Rinse, repeat over and over until I'm like, spell it out. And he's like, NEVIK07. I'm like, you spelled your own name backwards wrong. The N does not stay in the same place as Kevin.
It's tough, all right?
And he just kept it. That was just his name for years.
Yeah.
Which is the most Kevin Coelho thing
Yeah,
you can possibly imagine.
That's a story, you know?
Yeah.
That's what,
That's
how'd you
funnier
get this username? It's a story, and he tells
Greg.
you the story.
Speaking of stories,
I'm not even in the room, and he said, "Pa, what's up?"
do you want to do this Apple thing? I got you. The
Oh,
mic.
yeah, sure.
There you go.
Kevin fucking walked in with the mic like Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast.
Oh my god.
What are you doing?
He's about to be
If
the
you remember
apple.
earlier, I told you I still remembered my blocking in lines from the second grade play where I
Let's
played an
see a
apple.
big boy.
Oh my God.
Let's see a
Kevin,
big
I'll need
boy.
the wide shot because I'm going to use the entire space. Play to the back of the house, as they say. Nick, pretend you were like fucking broccoli or something and finish your line.
Hey, this is the end of my line.
Audio listeners, he's watching.
Hi! 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 I'm Apple. I'm sure you'll agree. I'm full of great things like vitamin C. And there was a bunch of other fucking lines, but that's the, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Come
That's
on now.
great.
Wow.
I still got
That's
it.
great.
I still
That was
got
really
it.
great.
So
Wow.
nuanced. It's really good.
That's why they call me the nuanced one.
How many
Thank you,
times did you have to
Greggy.
audition for that one? A couple times.
You know, I don't think I wanted to be French fries.
You just have to show up.
Oh.
Because the whole obviously it was propaganda. It's a grade school play, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, the fruit and veggies are
Right.
great, and but the French
The
fry
shady
guy,
French
But the
fries.
dirt
he
bags.
did. He had a little beret on and like the black and white French shirt and the little mustache, and he did a terrible French accent,
Yeah.
talking about how bad French fries were.
They're not good for you.
Yeah, no.
Never got any better.
But the villains are always the most fun characters to play and
Exactly.
watch. So I'm sure that backfired
I'm
terribly.
Apple.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, big old Jamie Kennedy, my mom there, she was not thrilled like the Sunday night when I was like, oh, by the way, I'm Apple in the school play tomorrow. We need to make an Apple costume tonight. She was like, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, because I started off Beauty and the Beast. I was the bookseller. Ah, Belle, finished already. I was the fucking bookseller. But then by the end of it, I'm a straight up insurrectionist. I'm looking for a beast. I'm like, kill the beast. And like the bad guy's so much more fun. Yeah, like you're walking down.
awesome.
We got the little stakes with the fake fire and stuff.
yeah.
In your mind, were they the same character?
I'd like to think so, yeah. In my mind, yeah. The bookseller had read
Turned
a lot
hard.
of like 8chan.
Yeah.
Went down,
Oh my God.
The bookseller became the book burner.
went down some really bad avenues, yeah.
Take some Harper Lee and burn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
So I was a bookseller, and then have you heard of A Beggar's Opera?
No.
A Beggar's Opera was, we were a bunch of like poor people who had our own community. So we were like playing a character that would then play a character in a play.
Mhm.
And
You know something about this.
I do.
yeah, it was and everybody like every like you know, we would go compete, and it's the one act play, the OAP, which is why I asked you one act play.
Sure.
Which doesn't mean like how long the play is. It's just like that's the name of the tournament. It was like the Texas one act play.
okay.
What kind?
Everybody we went to, huh?
Just one act usually.
Well, everybody
Usually
we
what the plays are.
everybody we went to, everybody was like, "This is going to go to state. You guys are going to win state." Every judge that we would show it to was like, "You guys are going to win this shit. You guys are going to win this shit." And then we got to one spot where the judge had never heard or seen the play, so she didn't understand that we were characters playing a character. So she was like, "Well, so and so's character, I didn't really love how you did that." I was like, "Oh, but
You
she's
missed
a
it.
character playing it. You missed the whole fucking."
But people don't
point."
like critics, man.
And we didn't make it. And then I'll never forget our drama instructor just being like, "Yeah, I don't know. That sucks." Like we happened to get the one judge who had never ever heard or seen this play, and like, yeah, it was a big bummer. And then what happened next year, Nick? I threw out my rotator cuff, and I tried going back to drama after I quit drama, and they were like, "Can't come back, dude. You left us."
Wow.
Yeah, it
God,
really
that's
sucked.
Terrible.
Very
Really
hard.
sucked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you kidding me, dude? Are you kidding? You wanted
could've
me as
went to
Jafar?"
States.
Well, because they wanted me as Jafar in the
you
Aladdin
would've
play.
Oh.
And I was like, it's so stupid. I was like, I'm tired of playing the villains, dude. Like, I want Aladdin. Give me Aladdin. I wanted Aladdin.
You should have been.
Damn, like Andy's got his agent, his like best friend out there arguing with.
I mean, we're there, and I was just, I can show you the world, and the other motherfucker starts harmonizing with me. I was like, oh, you motherfucker, he's harmonizing.
This guy's on my
I don't know
ass.
how to harmonize. This guy's harmonizing. And so he got the part, and then like I was like, I'm getting Jafar. Oh man, I don't really want Jafar, so I quit, and then I try to come back later for another play, and they're like, nah, man.
See, it sounds like it's not even so much that you chose like sports over them as much as you like bailed on them. Like you were in it. You know what I mean? Now I kind of understand their.
I never got the role, but they were like, hey, we're gonna want to give you Jafar, and I was like, I'm probably gonna go play baseball then. So I understand why they
You're
didn't let me
such a
back.
punk. Andy.
I didn't understand.
love
I
that.
kind of understand why they didn't let me back, But I mean, we're talking about a major league prospect. You know what I mean, guys?
That's huge, man.
You know?
Their loss.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I always say it's the shoulder that got me, dude.
Give me a little lick of Jafar right now. Give me a little lick of Jafar.
I don't even know what the fuck Jafar was.
I hate
Say
Aladdin.
street rat threateningly.
The thing that they loved was like the kids would be in the crowd. These were the children's shows, right? And
Sure.
like the kids from all over the Rio Grande Valley would like bus in. There would just be a fuckload of school buses outside, and all the kids would be there, and you'd be like, you try to like talk shit to them, and they'd boo you and shit like that. And like, oh, none of you are smart. None of you are. And you would like do that, and they'd be like, boo, we hate you. And like the kids fucking hated you. And you'd go
Did you
like,
ever run up to one and go, "You want a rough house?"
no, I never did. I never did.
I'll drive them into the ground.
No, you would just always want to like, you wanted them to hate you, and they would, man. Because when I was, what's his face, Slugworth and Willy Wonka, they hated me, dude. I was a piece of shit, man. And by the end of it, it's funny to think about like how we used to read the words in the play, and then by the 30th show, we were just doing improv the whole time. Like, we just never read the fucking lines.
Yeah.
It was great stuff. Tore my rotator cuff, though, Greg.
That's a heartbreaking injury. I'm sorry about that.
You might be the only actor on the planet that tore his rotator cuff and couldn't go back to acting.
They wouldn't let me do it.
Yeah, I know. You had too much heat.
Yeah.
Mano, do you miss doing theater?
I do. Yeah. I haven't done a play since my last year in school. So I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's great theater in LA. It's kind of hard to get into the scene, and then sometimes I'll audition for stuff in New York. But same thing, it's kind of hard to like break into they're kind of like closed clubs, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love theater. It's like my first love. It's where I fell in love with performing.
What was your favorite thing you ever did?
Oh my God, favorite play? I love doing Chekhov. We did The Seagull. I played Masha in The Seagull. In my second year at Juilliard, and that was pretty great.
That's good. That's
I
a
don't know
good
if
name.
anyone
Cool set.
knows.
Juilliard is
coolest
very.
Yeah, that was dope as shit.
Yeah, that sentence got cooler. It started cool and it got progressive.
Andy
Like Chekhov
Slugworth
is in the
in
dog.
the Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah. No, this is Russian theater in New York City. No, no.
big time
Actually,
stuff.
the first thing I ever did, I think I played Bartok in Anastasia at summer camp. So I was the little bat, and I got to carry, like the green vial.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I had that around my neck, and that was really fun.
Were you ever a fruit? Were you ever an apple?
I was never a fruit.
Oh.
No, I was.
Do you
but
think? I mean, I know Greg did an okay job, but like, do you think you do better than him?
a better apple?
100%.
No, I think he killed
No,
it.
as
I
your-
think
as
that's
appreciate
As
that.
your manager here at
Untouchable.
KindaFunny, she's gonna blow him out of the fucking water.
no. He's
Yeah.
untouchable.
She's
She'd
like,
be
I want
perfect
the,
fry.
give me the French
Yeah,
fry.
I would be the
Yeah,
French
that's the
fry.
French fry editor.
Yeah.
If she can't be the French fry, she's gonna go play baseball.
Yeah, exactly. Just watch.
So when did you move from New York to LA?
2018. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like that's got to
Is that
be
when you
a pretty
graduated from New York?
massive change,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, it was a massive change. Well, so I'd been in New York for 4 years for school, and then I just kind of wanted to change, and I had signed with agents out in LA, and I don't know, I just wanted to like experience LA, and then moved out there, loved it, and just stuck around. And then with the pandemic and everything, then I was kind of like, oh, I guess I'm not going to be an actor. Cool, time to figure out something else. And then Immortality came along, and then it all worked out. So far, it's worked out.
How did Sam Barlow find you? Like what?
It was just a regular audition, like through my agents. My
Oh,
agents
okay.
yeah, and then yeah, regular audition process. Nothing fancy.
Talk to me about that gap though, because we filmed this in 2021, right?
Mhm,
So
yeah.
the 2018 to 2021 you're not
Not
booking
working.
anything.
Not
Yeah.
booking anything.
So are you doing like the typical like movie thing, you're like waiting tables and like?
Nannying was my
okay.
day job. Yeah, which I really enjoyed. Especially with one family that I'm still close with. and their kid who's lovely. But yeah, just getting out there, auditioning, losing hope, but also knowing you have to pay your dues. And then, I wasn't expecting to get work right away. But then when the pandemic happened, I was like, oh, well, but now this is over because now I'm going to either we're all going to die or by the time this is over, no one's going to be interested or something. It's like you have to, especially with film and TV, the feeling is you got to get out there early and young and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, it's
There will be no
all
media
over.
by then.
Oh yeah. So, but yeah, no. So, and Immortality was my first Zoom audition because I'd
wow.
done some
That's
stuff.
the worst.
You
Anything
know,
over Zoom, forget it.
I mean, the thing I liked about it was that there was someone actually giving me direction. So instead of just sending in a tape,
Sure.
the casting director was there and was like, okay, can you do it more like this, more like that? And it just feels like you're getting it a little bit more, you know? And
that's pretty cool.
no, I mean, it's kind of wild because to go from truly feeling like I have no prospect to this is a huge part and a huge it's so cool and actors dream of opportunities like this where you get to play so many different characters and all the, I feel like I got to do everything I've always wanted to do all at once. So honestly, I mean, I kind of joked that if I never get another role ever again, I'm good because I mean, I would love to keep working, but
I'm sure.
Immortality is just how do you top that?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just such an incredible experience. So
I heard you mentioning 400 pages of a script.
yeah, the original script was 407. Yeah.
How much of that are you having to memorize the day of? Are you? I just always am blown away by when you see these long moments of acting where it's you and your cast and you are your characters and you're having to act like these people and then action. Now you are these other people. How many lines of dialogue are you having to remember, or is it a lot of it just day of? I hope I remember these lines.
So really good question. I had the script ahead of time, probably, I want to say at least 3 weeks before we started shooting or started rehearsing. So I tried to memorize as much as I could ahead of time. So I pretty much had all of Ambrosio and all of Minsky memorized by the time I got to set. But then, on the day, whatever scene you're working on, you're kind of in the makeup chair, going over them again.
Sure.
By the time we got to Two of Everything, I literally was that was August and September. Everybody was so exhausted. I mean, we'd been going and there was all this COVID stuff. People got COVID. We got shut down. We came back. Long days. Everybody's, it's like a ragtag team of, it's like an independent production. It's not glitzy in any way.
For sure.
And I was learning lines 2 minutes before I was shooting. But it worked out. And Two of Everything was the least, I thought, challenging in terms of
Do you
acting.
think that was because it was more modern?
Yeah, because it was basically kind of just two versions of myself. It
Sure.
was me more confident and me more anxious. So kind of I was this works.
If you haven't listened to me and you haven't played the game, so the idea is it's found footage. You're going through trying to assemble what's going on, but that's happening through 3 different movies. So there's
Yes.
basically 3 films in this thing, all the takes of them,
Mm-hmm.
including rehearsals, table reads, and then to what Andy's talking about, in game, in character. All right, you guys are all talking. This is happening. Somebody says action. You move into the actual action of the movie you're making. So it is that you're playing a character who's also playing a character, and so there's all these layers to everything that's going on, which seems like it would drive me. I can only do the Apple thing. I couldn't, I couldn't be the guy who's
So
also
well.
playing the Apple thing. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Vitamin C,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Did you ever fuck up any lines that, you mentioning there was day of you were still learning some stuff and Two of Everything? Did you ever fuck up a line where they're like, oh, actually, no, let's keep that take of you messing up the line?
Yeah, actually, there's a couple takes in there that made it in because I guess they loved the take so much, start to finish, even though I got a word wrong or someone else got a word wrong, where they just kept it. Because it was this thing where, we weren't doing any coverage. So you can't cut between, me and the other person.
shot,
So, you're just shooting a full scene for 3 minutes. So there really is no room for error. You're only doing the scene a couple times basically. So there was really no time to warm up. I really thought of it as theater because it's you're on stage performing. You got to be at 100% from the first take. And then but then there were I shouldn't even share this secret. This is a secret. There were a couple times where I knew we were only going to get a few takes of a scene. And I knew, like, when you're in the middle of, I don't know, I was in the middle of a take and I was like, this is not good. This is not good. I suck. I hate this. I hate this. And I would just fuck up the line and be like, oh, I'm so sorry. We have to start again. Like, I would like just literally stop, because like if you stop, if you
keep going,
if you
there's a chance
keep
that
going,
you
it's
say it.
okay.
That's
But
not
if
gonna
but if
use
but
it,
I
yeah.
would get to like I'd only did this like once or twice, but getting to like the middle of a take and being like, I fucking hate this. I hate my performance. I hate everything about this. I want to start over. So you can just be like, stop or like
Toss the
I
take.
thought you were gonna say you
yeah.
do like the Alec
Trip.
Baldwin thing from SNL, where you just start appearing behind the other actor occasionally, like looking at the camera.
you could do that too.
Fuck up the whole take.
Many ways to do it. Yeah, I only did that like a couple times. I'm not, an evil.
I mean,
evil
that's your
performer.
prerogative though, as the actor too, right? Like, I mean,
That's
to
what
a certain
Yeah.
degree, the production, you're
I mean-
servicing the production, and they're servicing the actor as well. But if
Yeah.
you're not liking something, I think occasionally kind of stopping and restarting should be like on a film set. In my opinion, if
Yeah.
it's a healthy film set, you should be able to like stop and say, "Let me retake that," and have that opportunity.
Yeah, we were just so pressed for time. I mean, shooting 400 pages in 3 months, like it's a miracle that we actually ended up being able to do it. So I understand that we wanted to move as quickly as possible, but yeah, there were definitely scenes or I remember one time coming in. Obviously, I mean, I don't know if y'all have played the game, but there's intimacy, there's nudity and sex scenes and things. There was one time where I came in and it was like the middle of the afternoon and we were doing one of the intimate scenes, and one of the people on set was just like, we can just go into this, right? No rehearsal. And I was like, no, we're going to rehearse this first. And I was glad I kind of learned to like, that wasn't Sam, by the way, or Natalie. That was someone else who wanted us to like make our day,
Sure.
which I understood. But I was like, this is a delicate scene. Like, we need to rehearse this before we do this. Like, this out of all the things, like we need to rehearse. So I learned to kind of speak up and like ask for what I needed, and then didn't have to revert, so much to techniques of just like accidentally fucking it up. I'm learning to use my words. So
I of course am a huge square from the Midwest, right? So
Sure.
and
I take your word for
I'm
it.
not Juilliard trained or anything like this. You mentioned the intimacy, you mentioned the nudity. Were there any like you're reading like or were you just like, this is the job and this is how it is?
Oh yeah. Oh no. When I got the breakdown of all the nudity, I was like, whoa. Like, what? Yeah, because I read the script and I was reading all of it, but then when they actually like we were starting to negotiate for me to actually, get the job, and they sent me
Yeah.
like a breakdown of all of the nudity and the sex scenes and everything, and I was just like, this is like 35 pages long. Like, it was so long, and I was like, what is going on? Like, it's not that I'm opposed to this. Like, I've always been like, I don't know if I want to do that, but this just made so much sense for the story and for
Sure.
like Marissa Marcel and everything. Like, all of it made sense. It didn't feel gratuitous. But when I was like faced with that PDF and it was so long, I was like, oh my God. But to Sam's credit, there was an intimacy coordinator involved from like
Okay.
minute one.
That's great.
We talked through everything. There were things that changed, the things that I wasn't comfortable with, that, moments that were changed and things like that, or moments that were cut. So not scenes, but just like
Sure,
the
sure, sure, sure,
ways
sure.
things were. So yeah, and Sam was very open to that and collaborative. And Harletta Malin, my co-star who plays the one, asked him early on, like, did you put all this in the game so that you could like sell it? And he was like, no, actually, it's harder to sell a game.
Yeah, this is actually gonna be a huge
with
turn on.
yeah,
Back
with
to, like,
with nudity and like
yeah.
intimacy. And so
it's not something we see a lot of in games, and especially
Yeah.
not to the degree that
I know.
because it was like
Yeah.
for
I
me.
remember Blessing wanted to stream it, and he was like, I don't know if I
Yeah.
can stream it.
It popped, and that was the
Yeah.
thing. Blessing was ahead of me by a day. I think he started a day or two early, and it was that idea of like, yeah, we're in streaming. He's like, yeah, I don't know. There's nudity. I was like, oh, really? I didn't even think about it. And then playing the
Yeah.
game, like, oh no, there's the. And
Yeah.
it's also that thing of you click on things and like, what
Right.
random scene will this drop me into? Oh shit!
You're not expecting it, and then
and
it's
you're
like,
banned
"Wah!"
from Twitch.
I know. I've played it with friends, and it's really funny because a friend of mine played it with me, and she was just like, "Let's just click on all the tits." And I was like, "Okay, fine. I mean,
There
if
we
it's gonna
go.
happen, okay, great."
Yeah.
But no. I mean, I felt really safe with all of it, and it's not something that they've pushed in the marketing at
No,
all.
not
I
at
think
all.
it's just
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of the. But yeah, very new experience. So.
Like you said, you did it all in one game.
I really, yeah. I really did.
Crazy special effects.
Drowning, supernatural. I'm not going to spoil too much, but lots of fun
should've.
stunts.
Yeah.
Yep,
Sweet stunts.
stunts, accents, period drama, period pieces. Anyway.
It's funny you bring up accents. We're gonna do one question to close this out. All right.
Oh wow. Okay.
This comes from the one, the only Melissa Hagler, who is in the live chat but wrote in to kindafunny.com/KF podcast, just like you can. Have you ever pronounced a word wrong and it still haunts you to this day? Here are my examples. One time I was trying to order gnocchi at a nice Italian restaurant, but instead I pointed to the word gnocchi and said ganache. Next, one time Cody, her husband, Cody was trying to say the word facade, but he pronounced it
Facade.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got that's happened to you before?
No, that's a joke in a movie I saw one time.
Oh, okay.
So now I say facade just to piss Kevin off.
Spill your deepest word regrets, the hagglers.
I'll start.
Okay.
Anytime I mispronounce anything in front of any of you,
Yeah.
it's my deepest
Fair
regret.
enough.
Oh yeah.
And the second it comes out of my mouth wrong, I'm like, oh, here's the
No,
countdown.
It's not like a cute thing. He doubles down. Like he still calls it pumas.
Yeah.
That's how they say it
Okay.
overseas.
Super Mary.
Say
It's
it with a straight
we
face.
went overseas. They don't say pumas.
They say the
It's
puma.
puma.
It's
Puma.
Puma.
But how do you say jaguar?
Jaguar.
I love you so much.
Again, that's how they say it
Interesting.
overseas. How do you say golf, Greg?
Garolf. right?
Garl.
Oh, Garl.
Garl.
Garolf.
Greg, the one that you say, like that always gets.
Oh, now
me-
it's just everybody making fun of each other. Okay, go
this
for
is
it.
how
Kevin.
Well, I'm just like whenever you say roof
Yeah,
and you say roof.
that's the Chicago.
I'll say
in me.
roof. I'll
Yeah.
say roof sometimes.
It's that thing of like I say a lot of stuff badly, and I'm aware of that, right? But like the roof thing always catches me off guard because people stop and are like, "What?" And I don't even, and I'm not doing a bit. Like a lot of times I'll do a bit and say something wrong. Yeah, but that's definitely a real one. The one that haunts me, of course, is when I was on Midmax. It was another that a channel that does a lot of stuff like ours, and I was co-hosting a game show with Ben, and I was reading the question, and it was mimicry. But like I don't know the last time I saw mimicry written out, and
Dude,
I
that's
said
a tough one.
I called it Mimi Cry.
no.
And he goes, "It's mimicry, you dolt."
Mimi cry.
Mimi Cry, and I said like
That's-
3 times, like repeating the question. He's like, "It's mimicry, you dolt."
That's adorable though. Like of all the things you could, I mean, Mimi
Oh, we
cry.
had a good laugh about it.
Yeah.
That's a
pretty great.
Pokemon for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's earlier in my career. It was the way I said milk, which now I've never gotten wrong for the last 10 years.
This is on our show.
I used to say no. See, I used to say milk, more like an
Milk.
e.
Milk.
Yeah,
M-E.
just
okay.
how I grew up knowing it.
Sure.
And this is one of those like gaslighting moments where the chat and everyone loves to tell me that I say milk. I'm like, I've never said milk in my life. I say milk, but now I say milk. Those are 3 different things. It really comes down to the A, I, or E sounds,
Ill,
right?
L, out.
But I get so mad at people claiming that I said it wrong a different way than I did. I take credit for saying it wrong my way, not your way, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Take that to the bank.
Tim's going to go down. He's going to go down his way.
Yeah, my way. And I have not said milk wrong in a decade,
Proud of you.
at least 5
It's
years.
amazing.
Yeah.
I don't really got anything, man. Pretty great.
What about all those
Wow,
times
yeah.
you tried to harmonize? What about those
Oh.
times?
I remember back in the day, we when I was in a band, our guy wrote, my friend JP wrote a lyric that used the word picturesque, but we all thought it was pronounced picturesque. And it rhymed with the word because it's like
That's great.
it ends with QUE.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And so it was part of a rhyme also, which is the worst part. It was just a
The
word
whole
in the middle.
song, you're like it pivots around this.
Yeah,
word.
it was like, the fact that picture skay rhymed with like today or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're like picturesque, right? And I was like, is it picturesque? And it reminded me of Saber in The Office when they were making in the show The Office, they get bought up by Saber.
Oh.
Sabre, but they think it's
Sabre.
pronounced Sabre.
Sabre.
And so they're like, here in the USA, we're partying with Dunder Mifflin and Sabre. Saber? Are you sure it's not Saber? Sabre? And like that's exactly what it reminds me of. Like the fact that we had such an important rhyme on an incorrectly pronounced word. Picture skay.
That's beautiful though.
Thank you.
Pictures gay.
It should be that, huh?
I think it should be.
Yeah.
We're starting to change here.
Yeah. I feel like I have many, but I have one that's really bad. I just want to say disclaimer. I grew up between New York and France. And my first language was French. So there were, my mom's French, my dad's American. But so there were just certain words that I had never heard out loud that I had read I used to pronounce archive, and I thought that it was archive. And until I was maybe like 18 or something, like truly like it was, and then, and just learned that the hard way and was completely humiliated. So archive. Sometimes I still have to be like archive.
But that's our fault. That's our language. That's the American. That's English.
I mean-
that's English's fault. You know.
There's a lot of things, French words that are just the French word now, like places, like can or Lama, that every time I have to say any of those,
Timotei.
Timotei, that's as Timothy, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
We got that
I know,
one
Nick.
wrong. Although
I think that's
somebody
how
said-
he
I
says
heard Zoe Saldana the other day. Somebody said that, and I was like, does she have an Enye over? Does she have that over her name?
I
I
don't
don't even
know.
know that. Kim Masters said that on a pod. I'm like, Kim Masters knows her shit, so maybe we've all been saying Zoe Saldana wrong.
Well, this is
entire
the
time.
same nightmare. I mean, I was telling Manon about it today when she came in.
Oh, names.
And I was like, "Hey, man," and she's like, and she started introducing herself as Manon. I was like, "Fuck."
I love
It is
I love Snow Bike
okay.
Mike so much. I'm gonna blow up his spot a little bit.
It is
He got me,
Saldana.
hey Tim, I need you real quick. And I was like, yeah, for sure. He pulls me into the merch room. He closed the door. He's like, hey, how do you say her name? I need to get it right. I'm
Aw.
like, just go ask her. Just ask her. I was
Yeah,
like, he's like,
yeah.
I've heard everyone say it a million different ways. I was like,
That's
just
the word.
just ask her. Like, she'll appreciate you trying to get it right. But also, I appreciate Mike. Just fucking like trying to
Sweating
be
it.
cool. Sweating
We-
so hard.
We've all been there, right? Like,
No, for sure.
I have names that I can't pronounce. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's fine.
Mike gets one of every 10 word wrong. 10 words wrong.
There you go. Yeah.
But there's something like-
it's so hard to get the words right all the time.
We know.
The words
let's
are hard.
Let's not.
the words are hard.
We're all in a
Yeah.
glass house. There's no sense throwing stones.
Yes.
But I'll say the one thing I was telling you earlier, the one thing as a host, when you host anything that gives me the most anxiety across the board is having to remember how to say people's names.
Yeah.
It could be Andy Cortez, and I'll be like, and the nitro rifle, and it'll just, my brain will go blank. I'll see the word, but I'm like, is it Cortez? Cortez?
How do you
Cortez,
pronounce it?
right? How do you pronounce
Have I been saying it wrong my whole life?
Exactly, dude. It freaks out.
The other day
Just
now,
plow through it, then say it as fast as possible
Just
and just
wha-
jumble it
I
together.
just
And
Better
hope
go to.
I was so annoyed with Mike, and I apparently this is something that started with Kevin Coelho.
What?
We were playing Elden Ring co-op, and somebody in our chat, Mike is talking to somebody, and he goes, "Oh, hey, thanks for the love, Snoochies Coochies, appreciate it." So I'm just Snoochies Coochies. That's a funny Twitch name. That's a funny Twitch username in his chat. And then I get a subscription from Shoney's Chonies in my chat, and I go, "Wow, how fucking weird! You have Snoochies Coochies over there. I have Shoney's Chonies over here."
So fucking nice.
And then they have to,
God.
and then they let me know, "No, Andy, that's the same person.
That's
Mike's
from-
just saying the name wrong."
when we were playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, yeah,
Yep.
Snoochies Coochies started popping off, and it was like, "That's not his name." And it's like, "Well, it's too late now." It is
Yeah,
now.
their name is spelled like Shonies and then Chonies, Shoney's Chonies. And I was like, wait, hold on. Is it this? They're the same person. You're just saying Snoochies. Why are you
bless
saying
Mike.
Snoochies Coochies? And he's like, that's just how we say it. That's how we say it.
That's how we say it.
It's our little
It's
inside
on
joke.
Twitch, all
That
right?
has happened so many times with Mike, where he sees like one little syllable, and that's just what that person's name is.
If there's 3 letters in common with it, like
done.
Being
Snoochies,
generous.
that's it. God, it was so infuriating.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Kind of Funny podcast. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table, each coming to talk to each other about whatever it is they want to talk about. If you want to talk with us, of course, go to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can watch us record the show live, get it ad-free, and get 38 bonus exclusive episodes of content each and every month. However, if you have no bucks to toss our way, no big deal. YouTube.com/kindafunny. Podcast services around the globe. Use the Epic Creator Code KindaFunny. Thank you for the snare drum. I like that.
Around
Oh, the
the
globe.
globe.
All
Yeah,
right,
that's
cool.
what that was for, yeah.
Cool.
But no, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
Thank you for having me and for the fog.
Every day play Immortality, of course, but then can you say, what are you up to next? Where can people keep, is there anything, what are we doing?
I will be on something that I'm not allowed to say yet, like an episode of a comedy thing in the spring. Otherwise, I'm currently fundraising for a independent pilot that I've made with some friends, which is very exciting. We are almost done with the final cut. We're submitting it to festivals next month. It's called Real Live Girl. I don't have like a easy link for it, but it's in my link tree on like Twitch and Twitter and Instagram.
Okay.
And it's about an OnlyFans cam girl who accidentally meets the wife of her most twisted viewer, and then things go terribly wrong.
That
It's
sounds
a psychological
Had a
thriller.
nickel.
It's very fun. We're very proud of it. So yeah,
Twitch.tv/
Manon Gage. Everything Manon
Manon
Gage. Yeah,
Okay, then if you want, sorry, go ahead.
ManonGage.
perfect.
And we'll go to kindoffunny.com, Manon Gage, and we'll put your link there to
Wonderful.
the fundraising the project for Real
Thank
Life
you.
Girl. So there you go.
Great.
Excellent.
Ugh,
It was easy. That was
amazing.
great. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.